So what's your dream car? A Merc, a BMW, a Ferrari? Well, for more than 1 million people, it's the Tesla. Hey folks, I'm Shrivo and you're watching The Big Buck Show. It's a show where we tell you how you can start your investment journey and, more importantly, how you can turn your small bucks into big bucks. It's a pretty interesting story, right? It wasn't founded by Elon Musk. He actually came in a year after it was founded, but he's obviously been instrumental in where it is today. And the audacious vision of having an automotive future where electric cars rule the roost and gasoline vehicles are gone is much closer than it ever looked like it would be, about 15 years ago. In 2003, 2004, when the company was initially formed. Tesla is a pure play bet on two fundamental technologies. One is a bet on batteries, the other is a bet on AI. And it's also a bet that you can get an extremely high-end machine mass-produced, but yet it should feel like it's handcrafted. If you've ever sat in a Tesla, it is a different experience, right? It doesn't feel like the traditional car, and that's the whole point. In its early days, there were lots of doubts about whether the car could be produced, whether it would cost, an amount that people would be willing to pay, what would happen to charging, would it explode, is the AI technology reliable, would killer AIs take over the car and kill you while you're in it, all kinds of theories, right? I think most of the naysayers have been proven wrong. It's actually a viable company. However, there's still plenty of debate about whether it deserves its $1,000 plus price and its $1 trillion plus valuation, because it's only sold about 900,000 cars this year, right? And it's valued at $1 trillion. And really the reason for this is, as the leader in its space, there's an expectation that Tesla will take disproportionate share. It doesn't matter if you've bought a Tesla or you've even considered buying a Tesla. For example, I think they opened up a Bangalore office sometime very recently in India, but you have sure as hell heard about Tesla, right? Its brand is inescapable. It's a company driven by why, not just what. And therefore, whether it makes cars or mopeds or trucks, it's likely to succeed because the imperative for a greener, cleaner future is here, especially with what's happening with global warming. And it's not just about Tesla that I want to talk about, right? Recently, or in the recent past, you've had the Rivian IPO. Rivian is an electric truck manufacturing company. It sold a handful of trucks. It IPO'd as a $70 billion value company. Paytm IPO'd within a week of Rivian. Rivian went up 20% from that $70 billion valuation. Paytm crashed 23% a day after its IPO. Same planet, two emerging technologies, payments and clean tech, and two very different results. The reason I'm highlighting this is that clean tech, especially in the automotive sector, is a sector that's here to stay and likely to grow. And the reason is because the installed base of automobiles is huge. Everyone wants a car, personal mobility is huge, and therefore the market is huge. And honestly, the advantage that electric vehicles have over traditional gas-based vehicles is not only are you buying the car, but you're also buying the fuel, right? You're locked into recharging, and you're locked into software. And so therefore, the value capture from a personal vehicle that's electric and software driven is fundamentally different compared to the value capture from a traditional car. That's what's if you're wondering, it's a car, right? Like, what the hell is wrong with people? The value is because the amount of value generated and value captured is fundamentally different. That's what's driving the excitement and the valuation. Now, having said that, It is still $1 trillion, and they have still sold less than 1 million cars a year as of today. And so you've got to believe that there's significant growth upside, that Tesla will still capture a significant share of the market, and there are lots of others coming into the fray, including existing car majors. And you've got to believe that there's limited key man risk, right? The company does live and die by Elon Musk, and so that's a risk. But honestly, again, I'll give you my take. There's significant risk with the investment. I have invested in Tesla. I've seen my investments grow significantly, many-fold. But it's been volatile, right? I've been down and up. It hasn't been that, I invested, let's say, 10,000 rupees, and that's continuously gone up. It's gone up, gone down, gone up, gone down, gone up, gone down. So it's not for the faint-hearted. And of course, then you realize that, Elon Musk will tweet and ask people, can I sell my shares? Some people say yes, he'll do that, it'll crash. Like, there's a level of uncertainty and flamboyancy that you've got to be okay with. And you have to understand that it's a volatile stock. It's one of the more volatile stocks. High beta, to recount a concept from earlier, high beta stock that has significant upside, some potential downside, and very high volatility. Now, if you want to be a more active investor, it's actually a pretty interesting stock. Normally, I would say, look, invest, hold, that's the strategy. On Tesla, if you have the time and the energy, there's actually some value in saying, hey, can I buy the lows, sell the highs, and can I make some more money? If you have the time and the acumen and the inclination, you could do that with this stock. As for me, I buy it and I hold it because, the buying, selling, and all of that is complicated. I prefer a simpler life, and I'm convinced that over time it will keep on going up. So the volatility doesn't bother me. So that's really my take on Tesla. But actually, it's not just a take on Tesla. It's also a take on Rivian that I spoke about, which I think has legs. Look up Lucid. Lucid is a Tesla competitor founded by an ex-Tesla employee who was their chief engineer that just announced their Lucid Air car launch. And over time, you'll see many more entrants, including electric vehicles from Ford, from Toyota, and BMW and Mercedes, etc. The entire world is going electric. And so lots of activity in the space. We've talked about investing trends to follow. Clean tech is one of them. And honestly, the reason why the electric automotive space is interesting is because it's the convergence of clean tech, of AI, and of software as a service. And so stay tuned for more opinions and assessments of other companies. But for now, this is Shubho signing off for The Big Buck Show. Hey folks, thanks for watching The Big Buck Show. And tell us how you thought about this episode in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel, please, and hit the notification bell so you get a notification next time a video shows up. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media. We have a Twitter channel, a YouTube channel, and of course, also an audio podcast. And hey, continue watching us so that you can turn your small bucks into big bucks.